Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Stephanie Blanco, Director of Clinical Education and Associate Professor of Speech-Language Pathology. It is my honor to serve as the Grand Marshal at the 167th Commencement Ceremony of New York Medical College. First, a few important announcements for the safety and enjoyment of all. The Fire Marshal has the authority to halt commencement if the aisles are obstructed. Please be advised that the aisles must remain clear. Do not approach the stage during the program to take photographs or make videos. We have professional photographers for that purpose. If anyone tries to come down the aisles to take pictures or videos, obstruct the aisles, or engage in activity which violates the rules set forth by the Fire Marshal, the public safety officers will escort them out of the venue. Please do not stand up and block the view of the people sitting behind you unless someone at the podium asks you to rise. There are both uniformed and plainclothes officers of the public safety team from New York Medical College and the Westchester County Police present. Please follow their instructions. Detailed written instructions were given to the graduates leading up to commencement. I will repeat some of them so we can all enjoy a dignified and orderly commencement. No placards, flags, signs, or posters are to be displayed or unfurled. The academic attire dress code must be observed. Nothing extraneous is to be displayed or worn on academic attire other than the specific Honor Society braids which were listed in the written instructions. If you do not follow the academic attire dress code, you may not come to stage. We ask the audience during the presentation of individual degrees to hold applause until all degrees are awarded. We ask that you silence your cell phones and electronic devices. We ask parents to be attentive to small children. We understand that sometimes children start crying, and we ask that you be respectful of the rights of others to hear the proceedings by taking children to the lobby if necessary. We pride ourselves on upholding the highest traditions of a dignified and orderly academic commencement conducted in safety. Thank you for your cooperation. Please rise and remain standing until after the invocation. Revered members of the clergy, Board Chair Mr. Mark, President Kadish, Chancellor Halprin, deans, officers and faculty, the candidates are in their places. The New York Medical College commencement is now in session. Rabbi Baruch Fogel will offer the invocation.
Ribon Kol Ha'olamim, Master of the world, bless all who have assembled here today to take part in the graduation ceremony for the New York Medical College's Graduate School of Health Science and Practice, class of 2026. Almighty God, you have placed us in this world and directed us to contribute to it for the betterment of society and the world. As the prophet Isaiah says, "For thus say the Lord that created the heavens, he is God. He formed the earth, he made it, he established it. He created it not for nothingness." All of our graduates have heard this call and taken upon themselves the task of fulfilling this directive. Armed with their degrees that they labor diligently for, they are ready to help others, to heal others, to alleviate pain, to educate, to protect our society, and to discover cures and remedies, all for the sake of making this world a better place and a healthier place for all. At this auspicious occasion, we pray to you, K'el Elyon, Almighty God, to give strength, courage, and fortitude to these women and men who now move forward into the great world and begin their career of service to mankind. Bless them as they set out as your agents to serve mankind in all the places where they can make a difference in the lives of others. May these accomplished graduates fulfill the prophecy of Daniel, and those who are wise will be radiant like the bright expanse of the sky, and those who lead the many to righteousness will be like stars forever and ever. We also pray to you, dear God, that you shower your blessing upon our graduates and all their loved ones, parents, spouses, children, mentors, and other dear ones who have been there for support and encouragement, who have helped them reach this milestone, who have sacrificed so that these students can persevere and succeed. May your abundant blessing always be showered on those who enter the halls of our illustrious institution. We pray to you to bless the deans, the faculty, the administration, the staff, and all those who work so hard and with such dedication to ensure that this institution thrives and succeeds. Grant these dedicated men and women who strive to impart knowledge, achieve excellence, and lead by example, continued health and the capability to realize this most sacred mission. New York Medical College and Touro University was created to serve, strengthen, and improve your world, dear God. Your world with its rich diversity and ever-increasing potential for good. And we pray that these accomplished students be given the opportunity to actualize that good. Dear God, we ask for your continued divine guidance so that we together achieve that great potential. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Fogel. You may be seated. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Joseph D. Mark, Chair of the Board of Trustees of New York Medical College.
Honored guests, members of the administration, and faculty, family, and friends, I am pleased to welcome you to the graduates of the class of 2026. You have demonstrated remarkable aptitude that will travel with you on your journey and in your career. Your academic achievements, dedication, and desire to make the world a better place may bring you to some far-off wonderful places, but we hope you will always remain close in heart and in spirit to New York Medical College. On behalf of all of us in New York Medical College and Touro University, we wish you all the best for a lifetime of success, health, and happiness. The best way to predict the future of healthcare and the biomedical sciences is to invent it yourself. I know that many of you will participate in that invention. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mark. The student address will be given by Caitlin Lawson, candidate for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy.
Good afternoon, faculty, families, friends, and my fellow graduates. For those who don't know me, my name is Caitlin Lawson, and I'm a doctor of physical therapy. Or at least I will be in about 30 minutes, assuming I don't ramble up here too long. Like many graduates sitting here today, my path to getting here wasn't exactly a straight line. I grew up in New Jersey with my 3 siblings before heading down to the University of Kentucky to study neuroscience and biology, where I apparently picked up the habit of saying y'all, which I still haven't quite shaken. But my connection to physical therapy goes back even further. My mom was in the very first graduating class of New York Medical College's PT program. She's only 55, which means that was about 27 years ago. And I'm fairly certain I'm going to be hearing about mentioning her age during dinner tonight, but in my defense, she still looks 45. I love you, Mom. I'd like to start this speech by taking us back to the very beginning of our journey here at NYMC. To our families and friends here today, to help bring you into our mindset, imagine walking into orientation excited to start grad school and listening as the faculty explain the expectations, the coursework, the practical exams, the GPA requirements, the grading systems, the community service project, the comprehensive exam, and the doctoral project that was ahead of you. And somewhere around 5 minutes into that presentation, you could feel the entire room start to change. Heart rate started to increase. You could practically cut the tension in the room. And suddenly, everybody was looking around thinking the exact same thing. Is it too late to change our careers, or at least change our seats? Because before we became confident grad students, we really just were a group of people standing in an anatomy lab, staring at structures we had never seen before, pretending we understood what was going on, while secretly hoping somebody else in our group actually did. Those early days were a mix of excitement, confusion, caffeine, and just enough confidence to convince ourselves that we would somehow figure it all out, even the brachial plexus. And somewhere along the way, the experience became about more than just the classes or the exams. Because when we look back at our time at NYMC, what we're going to remember the most aren't the lectures or the test questions. It's the moments in between. For some of us, it was late night studying in the anatomy cadaver lab week 1, when somehow the hours passed faster than we realized. The cadaver lab was always freezing, which meant after a few hours of studying, your brain stopped working quite right. And if you stayed late enough in the lab, every once in a while, you would hear a noise somewhere in the room. And everybody would just freeze for a second, look around, and quietly hope it was the building settling. Those are the kind of moments that we started to realize that we had probably been studying a little too long, and it was time to go home. And somehow, the next day, after a little sleep, we would all end up right back on campus again, ready to do it all over. In between classes, many of us gathered in the SHSP lounge. Students from different programs shared lunch, studied, reviewed notes, or finished assignments, while others were playing very competitive ping pong games, meaning that studying in the lounge sometimes required dodging a ping pong ball that came flying across your head. Some of the boys in our class took that game a little too seriously. And of course, like any graduate program, we spent a lot of time checking our email inboxes, mostly for reminders about assignments, schedule changes, and of course the daily, there's dry ice available in BSB email. To this day, I'm still not sure if anybody actually ever used dry ice in that building, but judging by the number of emails we received, I'm convinced there must have been a full-scale science experiment happening that none of us were invited to. And whether we were in the lounge, in class, or in the lab, there were countless panicked moments when we realized there was still so much left to learn. And if we're being completely honest, I think genomics might still be a bit of a mystery to some of us, myself included. And of course, throughout it all, many of us can still hear Dr. Koshal's voice in our heads reminding us that vitals are vital. A simple phrase, but one that somehow stuck with all of us. But if there's one thing these past few years have taught us, it's that we didn't get through them alone. Because what really defined these past few years wasn't our studying. It was the people sitting around us while we did it. The professors who challenged us, supported us, and pushed us to become the healthcare professionals we're becoming today. The classmates who calmed us down when we were convinced we were going to fail every exam. I definitely might have been one of those who needed calming down. And the ones who somehow turned our group study sessions into conversations about everything except the material we were supposed to be reviewing. Topics include, but don't exhaust, crypto investing, fantasy football drafts, TikTok trends, post-exam plans at the Brazen Fox, and collectively deciding which chapters we hoped wouldn't be on the exam. Those small moments all mattered, because somewhere along the way, we stopped being individuals sitting in the same classroom. We became a community. And that community carried us through some of the most challenging years of our lives. But beyond the studying and the exams, something else was happening. Through our clinical experiences, we started meeting the people whose lives would eventually become the focus of our work. One moment in particular has stayed with me and always will. During a clinical rotation at a hospital, I worked with a patient who had undergone a double lung transplant. His recovery was long and incredibly difficult. He was lying in a hospital bed surrounded by lines, tubes, drains, and machines that were helping to support his body while it tried to heal. The kind of moment that reminds you how fragile recovery can really be. He had already spent over 4 months in the ICU after his first transplant unfortunately failed, and he had to undergo a double second lung transplant. During my rotation, one of my responsibilities was helping him to get in and out of bed and walking around each day. Something that might sound simple, but often took 30 to 45 minutes just to safely prepare him because of all the lines and monitors and life-saving equipment surrounding him. In moments like this, you really start to understand why something as simple as checking somebody's vitals isn't just a task. It's a reminder that every small change matters. The road back to something as simple as breathing comfortably, sitting up, or taking a few steps was long and difficult. Some days it felt like progress and success, and other days it felt like we were starting all over again. But every day, he showed up and he kept trying. And one day, after a session, he looked at me and said something I'll simply never forget. He said, "Thank you for not giving up on me." Not for not fixing everything, not for having all the answers, just for showing up. And in that moment, I realized something important about healthcare. Sometimes the most meaningful thing we can offer someone isn't a cure or the perfect treatment plan. It's the reminder that they're not facing the hardest moments of their life alone. Because while we spend years learning the science behind what we do, the truth is the best care doesn't come from just knowledge alone. It comes from the heart we bring to the people we serve. Whether we are helping somebody take their first steps again, helping somebody find their voice again, or improving the health of an entire community, our work is rooted in something bigger than science. It's rooted in humanity. And while our programs may have been different, whether we are DPT, SLP, or public health, the truth is that we all learned the same lesson. None of us got through this alone. Beside every person sitting here today, our classmates who became teammates, friends, and some of our lifelines during the hardest weeks of our program. Professors and faculty who challenged us, supported us, and believed in us long before we believed in ourselves. Thank you for your patience, your mentorship, and for pushing us to become the healthcare professionals we're going to be today. Those moments might not show up on our transcript, but they shaped who we're about to become. And of course, none of us would be here without the people sitting behind us today. Our families, our partners, our mentors and friends who supported us through every stressful exam, every long clinical day, and every moment when we wondered if we could really do this. Thank you for listening to our rants, our complaints, and the occasional panic about an exam. Even if you had no idea what half the words we were saying meant, it was very much appreciated. Y'all believed in us long before we believed in ourselves. So to everybody here today supporting a graduate, this accomplishment also belongs to you too. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge one more thing. No matter which program we were in, we all developed a unique set of professional skills these past few years. Public health students learned how to analyze population-level problems and create solutions that improve entire communities. Speech-language pathology students became experts in communication, helping people who have lost their voices find them again. And PT students, well, we kind of became very comfortable asking complete strangers to perform squats, lunges, and bridges while carefully observing how they move. Sometimes repeatedly, sometimes in a nice open gym space, and other times while navigating a bedpan, an IV pole, and tubing that somehow multiplied the moment we stood them up. But despite all those differences, what unites all of us in our profession is the same mission: helping people live healthier and fuller lives. And in many ways, that mission is exactly what these past 4 years have been preparing us for. To my fellow graduates, today feels like an ending, but in many ways, it's our actual first real beginning. Tomorrow, there will be no syllabi, no course schedules, no exam reviews telling us exactly what to study. Instead, there are people. People walking into clinics, hospitals, schools, and communities, hoping that somebody in the room can help them. people who may be facing the hardest days of their lives. And in those moments, we're no longer going to be students. We will be the professionals standing in the room, and that's a very powerful responsibility. But it's also an incredible privilege. Every day in our careers, we will have the privilege of helping somebody move forward. Not every moment will feel extraordinary. In fact, most of them are going to feel very ordinary. A conversation, an exercise, or a small improvement that might seem insignificant to anybody else. And that quiet power of the work we're about to begin is really important, because all those small moments add up. They rebuild confidence, they restore independence, and they remind somebody that their life is still moving forward. So as we leave here today and step into our careers, I hope we can all remember one simple thing. We don't have to change the entire world, but for the person standing in front of us on that particular day, we might just change their world. And sometimes that's more than enough. Congratulations to the class of 2026, we did it.
Thank you, Caitlin. I invite Lashari Valentin, PhD, MBA, to the podium. Dr. Valentin is an Associate Vice Chancellor for External Academic Relations, Dean of Graduate Medical Education, Designated Institutional Official, and Associate Dean for Academic Affiliations and Clinical Programs of New York Medical College. Dr. Valentin will introduce our 2026 commencement speaker.
Good morning. Sonia Mehta, MD, MBA, is the Chief Executive Officer, Chief Medical Officer, and Chief Academic Officer of Region 2 of Prime Healthcare, which includes Prime's hospitals and outpatient locations in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. She also serves as Chief Academic Officer. Dr. Mehta was invited to be our speaker by the Faculty Committee on Commencement because she is a healthcare executive who, before joining Prime, served as CEO, CMO of Laredo Hospital, board member of Better Health Network, a managed care community network in Chicago, president and CEO of the Illinois-Wisconsin Medical Group, and executive medical director of Immediate Care Centers and Chief of Ambulatory Services for Northwest Community Hospital. Dr. Mehta is a board-certified internist and earned an executive MBA from Kellogg School of Management of Northwestern University. In Illinois, Dr. Mehta served on former Governor Rauner's Health and Human Services transition team, chaired multiple committees at the state level for Medicaid transformation, and led the Westside Heroin Task Force. She has been ranked among the top 100 leaders, physician leaders to know, chief medical officers to know, and 10 women physician leaders. Dr. Mehta, we look forward to your remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Valentin, for a very generous introduction. What a great sight to behold. Chancellor Halperin, Dean Amler, the esteemed faculty, the proud families, the Board of Trustees, and the cherished friends who have shared this journey with you, and most importantly, the graduates of New York Medical College, School of Health Sciences and Practice, class of 2026. This is a true honor to be standing in front of you as your commencement speaker today. Before I delve into the weight of this momentous occasion, let me just say it, from one healthcare professional to many others, you did it. Congratulations. You've reached an incredible achievement, having dedicated years of hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance to arrive at this moment. It's a testament to your resilience and determination. For our Master of Public Health and Doctor of Public Health graduates, your focus on prevention, population health, social determinants of health, health equity, policy, and management is the bedrock of a healthier society. For our Doctor of Physical Therapy graduates, you are restoring movement, independence, hope, and enhancing overall quality of patients' life. To our Master of Science in Speech Language Pathology graduates, you are giving voice, power of communication, and connection back to those who struggle. But before we look forward, let's pause and look around. Take a moment to see the faces of your loved ones, your parents, siblings, spouses, partners, children, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and friends. They have been your anchors, your cheerleaders, and often your late-night coffee partners. They have sacrificed alongside you, celebrated your victories, and comforted you through setbacks. Their unwavering support has been crucial to your success. And now I speak for every graduate in this room when I say, thank you. Thank you for believing in us, sustaining us, and understanding the unique demands of this path. Please join me in offering a heartfelt round of applause to your families and loved ones. Now, as you embark on this new chapter in your lives, I want to acknowledge a very special individual who has shaped this school for nearly a quarter century. Dean Robert Emler, this marks your final commencement as a dean, and on behalf of everyone gathered here and the countless lives you have touched, we extend our deepest gratitude for your 24 years of unwavering dedication, leadership, and vision. Your legacy of excellence and commitment to educating the next generation of healthcare leaders is truly profound. Thank you, Dean Emler. Graduates, you are now part of a remarkable legacy. Newark Medical College, founded in 1860 by visionaries like William Cullen Bryant, has a deep-rooted history of pioneering inclusiveness in health science education that predates many institutions. From its inception, Newark Medical College understood the profound value of diversity for a healthier society, making deliberate choices to admit women and students from varied global backgrounds, and placing diverse voices in leadership roles, which is essential for innovation and compassion in healthcare. You stand on the shoulders of individuals who championed this foundational belief. Graduates, carry that torch forward with pride. We're living in a time of an extraordinary change. Advances in medical technology, research, and science are reshaping the healthcare landscape. We have witnessed remarkable breakthroughs in areas like artificial intelligence, telemedicine, and genomic medicine. Who doesn't know ChatGPT? I'm sure you all have used it, right? The pandemic served as a catalyst for many of these advancements, demonstrating the ability of our healthcare systems to adapt and innovate in face of diversity. The challenges are equally profound. Public crises like pandemics and health disparities persist across our communities. Average lifespan in the United States currently is 79 years of age, and healthcare spending constitutes 18.6% of US GDP. That means that 1 out of every $5 in this economy is spent on healthcare. As people are living longer, chronic disease burden is increasing. And the very fabric of our healthcare delivery is constantly being re-examined. Access is a major issue. People who live in rural areas sometimes have to drive 2 hours to just simply get an MRI, or have to wait weeks to see a specialist. Affordability, as I said, the per capita expense for any patient in this country is probably highest compared to other nations. And equity issues demand our urgent attention. There is also a complex issues caused by misinformation, fragmented data, and cyber attacks. Disparities in health outcomes persist, highlighting the true need for compassionate, patient-centered care that prioritizes every individual's needs regardless of their background or circumstances. So your collective role is vital in addressing these challenges. In a school of roughly 450 students, you're not just numbers. You are known, you are supported, and now you're launched. The School of Health Sciences and Practice may be small in size, but its impact is expansive. Together, you represent prevention, communication, and mobility, which are the pillars of human dignity. No discipline works in isolation. Think of a stroke patient. They need a physical therapy to regain mobility, a speech-language pathologist for communication, and strong public health systems to support their recovery and ensure access to ongoing care. Your professions intersect at the most important place, people's lives. This reinforces the truth that healthcare should always be collaborative, not siloed. The world doesn't need more credentials. It needs more people who are willing to care, lead, and adapt. Your degree comes with a very profound responsibility. You are entering professions where your decisions will matter on someone's hardest day. The care you provide extends far beyond diagnosis and treatment. You are changing lives. You bring comfort in moments of uncertainty, strength in times of vulnerability, and hope to patients and family when they need it the most. This is the essence of your calling. The future of healthcare will be shaped by your innovation, compassion, and commitment. Embrace lifelong learning. The knowledge you have acquired today is a robust starting point, but it's just a starting point. Stay curious, question assumptions, challenge the status quo, and remain open to new ideas. Collaborate with your colleagues. The best patient and community care often arises from diverse perspectives and collective wisdom, whether you're working on a public health campaign, a rehabilitation plan, or a complex ethical dilemma. Above all, remember that every individual you encounter, whether a patient in your clinic, a population group you are analyzing, or a policy you are crafting, brings a story, an entire life filled with hopes, dreams, and fears. It is your responsibility to listen, understand, and respond with compassion. As you navigate difficult diagnoses, complex treatments, or ethical dilemmas, let your commitment to people guide you. Always remember that behind every data point, every policy brief, every therapy session is a human being deserving of your care and respect. Each of you has a potential not only to treat illnesses and address disparities, but to foster hope, advocate for change, and inspire future generations of health professionals. There will be days when you will feel overwhelmed, when the weight of responsibility seems immense. On those days, recall the passion that ignited your journey. Remember the moments of discovery and the profound satisfaction of truly helping someone. Lean on your colleagues across different disciplines. Seek mentorship, and never forget the importance of self-care, as a burnout is a very common problem in healthcare professionals. Remember, you cannot pour out of an empty cup, so take care of yourself while you help others. In closing, remember this: your professions are not merely jobs, they are callings. They are noble journeys that you have chosen. Embrace every moment, every encounter, and every challenge. You leave here not just as graduates of School of Health Sciences and Practice, but as professionals ready to shape the future of healthcare. Congratulations once again to the class of 2026. We are incredibly proud of you and excited to witness the remarkable contributions you will make to the world of healthcare. May your journeys be filled with purpose, fulfillment, and courage to lead. Go forward and do the work that matters because it does. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mehta. I call upon Dr. Robert W. Amler, Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Practice, to present his class of 2026.
Good morning, everyone. I invite Dr. Kadish, our president, to the podium for his remarks and to confer the degrees. Dr. Kadish.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, administration, family, and friends. Welcome to the 167th commencement of New York Medical College. This is the college's 15th commencement since joining Touro University, and it's my great pleasure to have you all here today. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the leadership of New York Medical College and the School of Health Sciences and Practice. First, Dr. Joseph Mark, Chairman of the Board, Dr. Edward Halpern, Chancellor and CEO of New York Medical College. We also have with us today the deans of the schools at New York Medical College, Dr. Amler, whom you've heard from, Ronnie Myers, Dean of the School of Dental Medicine of Touro University, Neil Schluger, Dean of the School of Medicine, Marina Holtz, who's Dean of the Graduate School of Basic Medical Sciences, and all the faculty and administration who've joined us today. I want to spend a moment talking about Dr. Amler. As you heard, it's his last commencement of the School of Health Sciences and Practice. However, Dr. Amler is not retiring. He's essentially entering his fourth career. As a pediatrician, as a member of the CDC, as the Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Practice, and because of the increasing importance, or some might say interference, of the government in medical education, Dr. Amler will now spend full time as the Vice President of Government Relations at New York Medical College. We look forward to having him as of July. I should also acknowledge his wife, Dr. Sherlita Amler, who is the longtime Commissioner for Health in the County of Westchester and a faculty member at New York Medical College. Welcome. So you've already thanked your supporters, family, friends, partners, and people who've come here today to celebrate your graduation. So I won't bore you with another applause, but just to tell you that having gone through medical school myself, the people who are with you, who are here today, are extraordinarily important in your lives up till now. And although it may not seem that way, they will become increasingly important as you go through the rest of life. As I like to tell my teenage kids when they were, we seem stupid now. As you get older, we'll get a lot smarter. The choice you've made to enter health sciences at this difficult time is extraordinarily valuable and important. And I thank you for joining the field of those who are going to make the health of this nation better. Today is a commencement, a beginning, not an end. And as you already heard, you're entering the world at a time of great uncertainty and change in healthcare, and in fact, great uncertainty and change in general. Technological advances and artificial intelligence are transforming healthcare in ways that we can only begin to imagine. Increased scrutiny and increased regulation is affecting both healthcare education and the practice of healthcare, sometimes for the good, sometimes we try to understand exactly what regulators are doing. But all of this means that you'll have to remain open to change. Graduation speakers and other speakers often quote an ancient Chinese proverb, "May you live in interesting times," and we certainly do. We'll talk about the proverb in just a moment, but as it turns out, the proverb is neither ancient nor Chinese. In fact, the earliest record of anyone saying, "May you live in interesting times," was Joseph Chamberlain, the Secretary of State for Colonial Affairs, of all things, of the United Kingdom, and father of the infamous Neville Chamberlain. And he said, in fact, that in 1898, there's never been this much uncertainty in the world. We might say the same today, but of course, every generation probably in some ways feels that way. So well before the ancient Chinese curse, King Solomon in Proverbs said that worry and concern about the future can create depression, but a kind word warms the heart and creates happiness. And that's the message I want to leave you with today. Your patients, the communities you serve, will often be struggling with difficult times. And of course, we're thrilled with the knowledge and skill you have that you can apply both to patient care and to improving the health of society. But don't overestimate at difficult times, both for individuals and, as we saw during COVID, for society in general, how much a kind word can overcome uncertainty, overcome pain, overcome challenges. So as you apply your skills, remember you're taking care of people going through difficult times, and whatever else you do, remember to be kind. So how should we deal with the rapid change? First of all, you have to remain intellectually and practically flexible. It's true that other generations have gone through change, but it does seem that the pace of change is accelerating, and flexibility is probably the most important thing that one needs to succeed in the future. Second, resist cynicism. It's easy to become cynical about today's events, but avoid anger and by all means avoid tribalism. We exist as educational institutions because humanity needs dialogue. And third, develop your own set of core principles by which you live your life, rather than changing in response to every passing fad. Sure, be on social media, figure out what's going on, find the person who has 17 million followers on TikTok because they dance well, but root your life in the values that have led you to choose a healthcare career, and be kind to your patients and your communities so you can make our health better. I'm proud of your accomplishments. I know you'll do well in the future. And we hope not to be saying goodbye. We hope, as alumni of New York Medical College, you'll stay in touch with your classmates, your faculty, your deans, and remain part of our family that's well over 100,000 people. We look forward to hearing about your success. We look forward to seeing you in the future. And we look forward to your personal and professional success. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Okay, here we go. Candidates for the degrees in the School of Health Sciences and Practice. Please rise. President Kadish, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degrees Master of Science in Speech Language Pathology, Master of Science in Speech Language Pathology and in Biostatistics, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Master of Public Health, and Doctor of Public Health. Please remain standing while Dr. Kadish comes to the podium to confer your degrees. Thank you.
So this is when you actually graduate. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Health Sciences and Practice, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Medical College and the Board of Regents of the State of New York, I confer upon the class of 2026 the degrees of Master of Science in Speech Language Pathology, Master of Science in Biostatistics, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Master of Public Health, and Doctor of Public Health, as each of you have earned, with all the rights, honors, and privileges that relate to it. Congratulations. You may all be seated.
Presenting graduates from the Department of Rehabilitation Sciences and the Division of Speech Language Pathology. Elizabeth Camille Adamita. Natalie Marianne Anderson. Nicole Beaumont. Shannon Marie Denizo. Mackenzie Kelly Dowd. Veronica Duran. Julia E. Fian. Sarah Patricia Silva Ferreira. Brenna Mary Harold. Emma Helfrich. Ma'ab Khalifa. Catherine Koszowska. Mitchell Maloney. Jaylene Martinez Garcia. Robin Masterson. Rachel McManus. Caitlin Alyssa Costa Muccarelli. Mariam Mohammed. Elena Muñoz. Jessica L. Ng. Olivia Marie O'Connor. Leilani X. Orozco. Jessica Osorio Rodriguez. Tanisha Pink. Erin Rivera. Olivia Nicole Romagnoli. Leah Eden Schucht. Maria H. Spagna. Merrick Jeremy Staff. Anne Marie Tucci. Danielle Therese Ko Tai. Catherine Urenya. Robbie Lee Zamora.
Division of Physical Therapy. Dr. Esmeralda Manuelo Abreu. Dr. Sarana Adhikari. Dr. Jonathan Ilya Agano. Dr. Daniel Allen Allegretto. Dr. Savannah Ray Anderson. Dr. Andre Imad Aoun. Dr. Luis Alberto Avila. Dr. Nicholas Battaglia. Dr. Alyssa Nicole Brass. Dr. Tess Lenore Burgett. Dr. Elizabeth Cow. Dr. Anthony John Cherry. Dr. Sarah Grace Cho. Dr. Grady Thomas Clausing. Dr. Alexandra Kaylee Cleary. Dr. David Cordero. Dr. Wilbert Lee Davis, Jr. Dr. Laura Lynn Dominguez. Dr. Alyssa Kelly Dong. Dr. James Plasser. Dr. Justin Alexander Goldman. Dr. Jadia Atali Harper. Dr. Tanya Senami Hunpevi. Dr. Mohammed Koko Hussein. Dr. Aransazu Jacqueline Iescas. Dr. Joseph Iskander. Dr. Kristen Nicole Johnson. Dr. Sarah Isabella Rose Jones. Dr. David Sung Hoon Kim. Dr. Devin Elizabeth King. Dr. Caitlin Genevieve Lawson. Dr. Kelly Lopez Leo. Dr. Katie Jungmin Lee. Dr. Sabrina Lowe's. Dr. Stanley R. Lichuska. Dr. Jillian Lowe's. Dr. Cheryl Lewis. Dr. Christopher Masari. Dr. Kimberly Medina Ocasio. Dr. Deba Mehran. Dr. Malik Sean Melhado. Dr. Alex Moyes. Dr. Cristomalis Morel. Dr. Kayla Moynihan. Dr. Kelly O'Donnell. Dr. Jessica Celine Padilla. Dr. Anthony James Paggiata. Dr. Olivia Ann Pantori. Dr. Akash A. Patel. Dr. Manuel R. Peralta. Dr. Lucas John Perez. Dr. Assad Rabadi. Dr. Carlos Martin Santiago, Jr. Dr. Nicolette Stocks. Dr. Paula Suarez. Dr. John Swearingen. Dr. Asil Washa. Dr. Adam Charles Wu East. Dr. Ross Philip Zangi Jr. Dr. Julia Zedlovich.
Anushka J. Dabawala. Srushti Mitabai Joshi. Shaili Darshan Parikh. Yash Ketan Thakur. Nadia Maria Briones. Tahira Duncan. Molly Lynn Denko Varkarson. Priyanka Jera. Jessica Gian Domenico. Mark W. Johnson II. Arpit Pankaj Joshi. Brian Scott Laren. Marvin Lewis Paul. Sumaita Mahmood. Abigail Obeng Ayirebe. Melanie Mercedes. Shaquana D. Orr. Erin Peterson. Rijiben Ajit Kumar Shah. Julianne Sabrina Aramin Sisson. Congratulations. Christopher Regson. Patricia Shu. Anwar Al-Hariri. Naomi Sarai Nieves. Vincent S. Sister Nino. Congratulations. Amir Steinberg.
And now, Doctor of Public Health. How are you, sir? Dr. Kola Adegoke. Dr. Basim Ahmed Al-Kafan. Dr. Patricia Fay. Dr. Satvir Kaur. Dr. Temitope Josephine Kayode. Dr. Zainab Hassan Masalem. Dr. Kwabena Chum Nuama.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. The graduates. It's been a great privilege. On with the show. Thank you.
Marie Yezo, Senior Vice President, Westchester Medical Center Health and School of Health Science and Practice, Class of 2007, will offer greetings on behalf of the New York Medical College Alumni Council.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, friends, faculty, and distinguished guests. On behalf of the Alumni Council of New York Medical College, it is both an honor and a privilege to officially welcoming you all into the New York Medical College alumni family. Today marks far more than the completion of a degree. It represents the beginning of a lifelong connection to an extraordinary community of physicians, physical therapy and speech-language providers, health science professionals, researchers, and public health leaders who are committed to advancing healthcare and improving the lives of others. As you leave this institution and continue your professional journey, whether entering the workforce for the first time or embarking upon a new chapter of professional advancement, you do so with the strength of New York Medical College network beside you. New York Medical College Alumni Council proudly represents all schools within New York Medical College, including the School of Health Sciences and Practice. As Dr. Kadish noted, remaining engaged with the alumni community not only keeps you connected to your academic foundation, but also opens the doors for mentorship, collaboration, leadership, and lifelong professional growth. Several years ago, my colleagues at WMC Health and I were entrusted with helping to establish one of the largest COVID-19 mass vaccination sites in New York State within the walls of this very building. During that unprecedented moment in healthcare history, I often reflected upon the education, preparation, and practical experiences I received at New York Medical College. That experience prepares individuals not only for careers, but for moments that define communities, shape healthcare, and influence lives. As graduates of New York Medical College, you now carry forward a tradition grounded in excellence, compassion, service, and leadership. The future of healthcare will undoubtedly face challenges, but it will also be shaped by individuals like each of you, individuals prepared to innovate, advocate, heal, and lead. We also recognize the family, friends, mentors, and loved ones whose unwavering support helped to make this accomplishment possible. Congratulations, class of 2026, and welcome to the New York Medical College alumni family, and may your journey ahead be one of purpose, impact, and continued success. Thank you.
Chancellor and CEO, Dr. Edward C. Halpern, will now come to the podium.
Robert Amler, please rise in your seat. Dr. Amler will be now flanked by the designated honorary degree escorts who will join me on stage and stand to his left and right. Dr. Shirlita Amler, James Amler, Philip Amler, Allison Amler Halfond, Brittany Reeves, Dr. Jane Lewis, Dr. Larry Lewis, Arthur Amler, Caroline Mechanic, Marty Lynch. Go to my right and put Dr. Amler in the middle, and you stand to his left and his right. Shirlita, come around. Shirlita, you're in charge of holding this. Will President Alan Kadish please take the honorary degree hood and stand behind Dr. Amler. New York Medical College, a member of Touro University. To all persons to whom these presents may come, greeting. Be it known that Robert W. Amler, MD, MA, the longest-standing dean at New York Medical College, is a physician, epidemiologist, educator, and public servant whose career exemplifies the highest ideals of leadership in service to humanity. A nationally recognized authority in public health, Dr. Amler has dedicated decades to protecting and improving the well-being of communities through his work with the United States Public Health Service, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Department of Health and Human Services. As Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Practice and Vice President for Government Affairs, he has bridged science, medicine, and policy, translating complex health challenges into actionable solutions that benefit society at large. His unique vision and leadership led to the founding of the Center for Disaster Medicine, BioInc at New York Medical College, the only biotechnology incubator on a health sciences campus, and the Children's Environmental Health Center of the Hudson Valley. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Amler emerged as a trusted voice of clarity and reason, guiding both the academic community and public with insight, integrity, and compassion. Through extensive media engagement and public forums, he educated and reassured audiences worldwide while leading institutional responses to safeguard the college community. Dr. Amler has advanced innovation, education, and economic development, securing transformative funding for research, training, and health professions education. Dr. Kadish, please place the hood. For his unwavering commitment to public health, visionary leadership, and profound contributions to the common good, New York Medical College bestows on Robert W. Amler, MD, MA, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, together with all the rights, privileges, and honors that appertain thereto, acting by virtue of the authority vested in us by the Board of Trustees of the College, the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, in witness whereof we have caused our signatures to be affixed this 18th day of May, 2026. Joseph Mark, Chair of the Board of Trustees, Alan Kadish, President, Edward Halpern, Chancellor and Chief Executive Officer. Congratulations, Dr. Amler.
Thank you, Dr. Halpern. Thank you, Dr. Kadish. Wow.
Photo op. Well, check over. All the escorts may return to their seats, as may the Dr. Amlers. If you think that the penultimate example of it's harder to do than it looks is playing golf or making a ceramic vase, it's commencement. And therefore, there are many thank yous to be made for bringing us to this time and place. I want to thank the staff of the Westchester County Center and the ladies and gentlemen of the Facilities Department of New York Medical College for preparing our venue. I want to thank Aline Romero and the team from the Registrar's Office for making all of those diplomas appear. Somewhere out there are Michael Cotter and Juan Castro for all their work on IT. Thank you to the IT team. Thank you to Jennifer Reichert and the team from Communications for helping us get to this day. Our gratitude to the Office of Public Safety of New York Medical College, Robert Lancia, Kim Bologna, Charles Longo, and the team, and the Westchester County Police for keeping us safe. Thank you to Professor Jan Galiepter and the Commencement Committee, and a very special thank you to Chief of Staff Vilma Bordenaro, Ashley McCarrick, for organizing today's commencement. Thanks to all of them. To all of the fathers and mothers, to the grandparents, to the other friends and family, commitment is a time of considerable anxiety for people with jobs like mine. In the last few years, commencement at many universities has devolved into a mix of intemperate and inappropriate remarks, carnival sideshows, and amateur street theater. I believe, however, that there are still universities in this country that understand that a commencement is an academic convocation to celebrate achievements of the members of the community of scholars. And I believe at those universities, they still know how to conduct a dignified, respectful, and orderly commencement. You have relieved my anxiety of proving that there are still colleges and universities like that, and a member of your family just graduated from one. Rabbi Fogel, President Kadish, members of the Board of Trustees, officers of the School of Health Science and Practice, members of the faculty, family, and friends, and my dear young graduates. This morning, I want to share a closing of commencement thought with you regarding how one might proceed henceforth in life. You will quickly observe that I am in my thoughts going to jump to quote from Protestant, Hindu, and Jewish sources. It should surprise no one that an officer of a university under Jewish auspices does not confine himself only to Jewish tradition. We are instructed in the Babylonian Talmud that we say upon encountering a notable non-Jewish scholar, "Blessed are you, God, who grants wisdom to flesh and blood." Not long ago, some of us attended Passover Seders. These Seders end with these words: "Ended is the Passover Seder according to custom, statute, and law." Arnold Eisen comments, "The ritual was performed well, we declare, as only a ritual can be. Now it is time to do other and harder things, even if we do them imperfectly compared to the ritual." Commencement's like that, you know. We conduct the ritual of commencement in accordance with custom, statute, and law. If we perform the commencement ritual well, we send people out of this hall, and for the graduates, better equipped to do other and harder things than participate in this ritual. Most importantly, to live meaningful, gratifying, and purposeful lives. The Right Reverend Marion Buddy, the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, D.C., recently taught that we are not on our own here on this earth and in our lives. We are not isolated from one another, and there is a force at work in the universe that is ultimately for good, which we can tap into and which can empower us. People of faith give that force very particular names, and people who are not those of faith also recognize that there are ways to describe that sense of empowerment that is bigger than we are and can work through us in ways that astonish us. We can't control it, we can't evoke it on command, but it is real and we can count on it, and it allows us all to do extraordinary things. When we do it together, then we can move mountains that seemed immovable before. We must trust in that innate human capacity to channel love and goodness and real strength into our own lives and into the world. Now that we have performed the ritual of commencement, graduates, it is your task, as Reverend Buddy wrote, to tap into your innate human capacity. To do that, you will need to be in touch with what is genuine in yourselves. 45 years ago, the theologian Howard Thurman, who was ordained as a Baptist minister, characterized it this way: there is something in every one of you that waits. You must listen for the sound of the genuine in yourself. And if you cannot hear it, you will never find whatever it is for which you are searching. And if you hear it and you do not follow it, it was better that you had never been born. Your personal idiom is the only idiom of its kind in all of existence. And if you cannot hear the sound of the genuine in yourselves, you will all your life spend your days on the end of strings that someone else pulls. There is something in you that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in yourself. Sometimes there is so much traffic going on in your mind, so many different kinds of signals, and you are buffeted by these. And in the midst of all of this, you've got to find out, who are you? How does the sound of the genuine come through in you? Do not be deceived and thrown off by all the noises, even those that are part of your dreams and your ambitions, so that you fail to hear the sound of the genuine in you, because that is the only true guide you will ever have. And if you don't have it, you don't have a thing. You may be famous, you may be whatever the other ideals are which are part of your generation, but you won't have the foggiest notion of who you are or where you're going, what you want, unless you cultivate the discipline to listening to the sound of what is genuine in yourselves. This is, graduates, a particularly fraught time to tap into what is genuine in yourself, as Dr. Mehta just told you. You're going to have to overcome the noise of social media and disinformation and ambition and economics to find what is genuine in yourselves. You're going to have to listen to your own inner selves. I think that what is genuine, and I recommend to you, is to employ a life in healthcare and science to make this a better civilization by meeting two tests: a test of what to do and what not to do. The test of what you should do is to take action that benefits others. The winner of the Pulitzer and Nobel Prizes, the American writer and novelist Pearl Buck, wrote, "The test of a civilization is the way it cares for its helpless members." Senator and Vice President Hubert Humphrey, who was by education a pharmacist, said, "The ultimate moral test of any government is the way it treats three groups. First, those in the dawn of life, our children. Second, those in the shadows of life, our needy, our sick, our handicapped. And third, those in the twilight of life, our elderly." I have just listed for you the positive aspects of the test we face in life. By that I mean what you should do. Now the second test, what you should not do. We learned this test from Mohandas K. Gandhi, and it is very pertinent today. Gandhi taught non-cooperation with evil is as much a duty as cooperation with good. Please remember, silence in the face of evil only benefits the persecutor. It never benefits the victim. Open your eyes and recognize what is about and around you. To do this will require you foster your skills of mental awareness, learn not only how to see, but to observe. In his complicated philosophical treatise, The Guide of the Perplexed, written around 1185 to 1190, Maimonides comments on Genesis 3:7, part of the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and the eating of the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Remember your Bible, the verse begins, "And the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together." Maimonides wrote over 900 years ago about Adam. It does not say that the eyes of them both were open and they saw that they were naked, because he saw then what was the same as he had seen before. There was no covering of the eyes that was removed, but his state of mind changed so that he considered bad what he had not considered before. The Hebrew verb, the tifokana, and were open, always refers to the bestowal of mental awareness, never to the bodily act of seeing. Graduates, be mentally aware. Find what is genuine in yourselves. and then you can move mountains and meet the tests I have placed before you. Go exploring in your life in this world. T.S. Eliot wrote in the Four Quartets that we shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and to know that place for the first time. New York Medical College and Touro University sends you forth, confident that you possess the tools necessary to explore. We as an institution, and I as the chancellor of this institution, wish all of you Godspeed on this life's journey of exploration. Congratulations.
Revered members of the clergy, Chair of the Board Mark, members of the board, President Kadish, Chancellor Halprin, deans, administration, faculty, distinguished guests, graduates, parents, and friends. The 167th commencement of New York Medical College is concluded. Yes, 167th in 166 years. We were founded in 1860, but we had a double commencement in 1975. Please remain in your seats until the stage party and graduates have completed the recessional. Congratulations and best wishes. Have a wonderful afternoon.